So remember when I posed the question, what can be done? You talking about identifying these problem youths and all that. I'm taking it a step further, man. I'm taking it a step further than that. It should be man. You see, like in like China and like, look, let's take China for instance. You seen how they are schooled in China, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you see that they have like they'll do cooking lessons. They'll yeah, I mean, it's very holistic in regards to the raising of the and molding because that's what's happening. The schooling system, miseducation system, no matter where it is in the world, it is to mold people and to create the characters that that civilization wants. They're doing exercises. They're doing damn tai chi. What's that one with the old people them do? And they're
The-
moving slowly. All that shit. Yeah.
oh yeah, I know what you're talking. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
know the
doing
name.
all that, man. They're doing all that. So here in the UK, what we got PE, and what do they do in PE? Okay, so what we're gonna do now is they're gonna be doing boxing, they're gonna be doing jujitsu, they're gonna doing combat sports. We're gonna fuck the damn youth club business and getting extra
Where man are making
workmen.
tunes, not noble about the things, about the road.
Come on, get yeah, we've got studio for the youth them so they can come in. Nah, f that, man. We're gonna get them working, getting their heart rate up, getting them healthy, reducing the obesity, raising them their self worth, their confidence, their ambition. That's what's needed to be done. Not just for the problem you them, for every damn you. They need to be competent, capable, and know that I'm learning who I am. And through me doing this boxing, through me doing this kickboxing, through me doing the jiu-jitsu, through me doing going further, maybe I'm going to go down the athletics route. Or maybe because I like drawing, I'm going to become a graphic designer thing. Or maybe I'm just going to do something mentally where I'm an accountant, whatever it is. These things help. It's like Voltron. You're adding the legs on here, you're putting the arms on here, you got the head here. These are all things that help to create a well-rounded child, a young man, a young woman, not the fucking savages that we got right here now.
Facts, facts. It's I feel like Western, for real, for real. The key word I use is misguided communities, homelessness, and lack of identification. I could be wrong too. Misguided communities, yes. Homelessness, no. Western, I'm not going to give them that because a lot of these youths, they're not homeless. Because
No,
this,
no.
then I mean, what are they homeless with the zombie knife? You got so you ain't got no roof over your head, but you worried about road. It doesn't make it don't make sense. But definitely the other two, misguided communities and lack of identification. That's a very important one as well. That's a very, very important one because a lot of men don't actually know who they are, where they come from, nothing, nothing. They don't know the struggles of the past, nothing.
And don't want to know.
And a lot of them don't want to know, but when you know them things, I feel like you enlighten yourself. Like when you when you put that knowledge in your brain of how the journey to where you're standing right now, it kind of empowers you still. I'm gonna
Let me
keep it
give
real.
let me give an example, an analogy.
Yeah, man, come true.
Foundation. So we're building a foundation for a two-story house. Your parents are doing this for you in the form of your child. So they're building the foundation. Okay, this is how you walk, this is how you talk, this is manners. And that's basically the living room, the kitchen, yeah, uh, and the stuff that you're talking about now, the understanding who you are, the identification, the knowledge of self, of the greater populi of our nations. That's the stairs to get to the second floor. That's the bathroom. So currently, these little youth them have a house with very shaky foundations. When they even try to go to the first floor, there's no foundation under them.
Facts.
They're dropping the fall in the sliding. It's crazy trying to get up to the first floor still because they haven't had that bolt on. They don't know the journey that their people came from to be proud, to know, say, that I'm Ghanaian. Yeah, man, I know what my people don't come through. I know the kingdom and the empire that we had. Oh, Niger, I know that thing. Kenya, I know that thing. Jamaica, I know that thing. The whole of the West Indies, I know that thing. Without that, we're just black British.
Facts.
On this thing, blood. You mean
Facts.
Queen's Head basketball, King's Head now. You know what I mean?
And you disconnect almost, no, but it's like a lot of men have ejected themselves. You know, like when you see them fighter jets, yeah, and a man injects himself out of the fighter jet. A lot of men have ejected themselves out of the culture. That's what's happened, because I'll give you an example. Eddie Ablu is the guy who talks about like what you should eat and what you shouldn't eat and stuff like that. I like his content, but last week he went back to Ghana, where he's originally from. Good content. And he went back to the home that he grew up in. And when he went to this home, though, boy, he put a caption up and he was like, yo, I didn't want to come here. I've put it off for years. And he broke down on camera and that, where he's come from. But when I was watching it, I was like, you know, I was born in the UK, but you know, I'd be like, going back there would make me more sad. Not because of where I've come from, but just that the place hasn't moved on. Because that's your origin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's your origin. So for me, I'll be like, damn, like, I've left here. My man's got to be pushing 50. I've left here all these, probably 40 years, and he was saying the buildings have actually regressed.
Oh, God.
So it's like when I was in Gambia and their mans were like, yo, they were in Belgium, but they said, nah, we're going to spend our life trying to improve Gambia. I had to firms off man's hand.
You have to.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, we've got to dedicate ourselves to something. Like, if you know all them little sayings, they actually mean something, man. Like, you have to be able, there's got to be something that you stand for. There's got to be something out there that, you know, like in the UK right now, like, there's always going to be crime. There's always going to be arguments and disagreements and things of that nature. But a man killing a woman in front of a 3-year-old child is not normal in any timeline. In a public, it's not even like to say, which would make it no better, by the way. But it's not even like to say it was his woman and there was away from the public and so something's gone wrong. It ain't that. Not saying that would make it any different.
No, it wouldn't. No.
It would not. But you've gone to a carnival, is what I'm saying. You don't even know this person. You don't even know. Again, it wouldn't make it any different in any other scenario, but you've traveled to a carnival. So all I can say is that I believe you were going there with a view that life would be taken that day. For me, that's the scary part about those events. That's why I'm not on it.
And what they do in Saudi Arabia when your teeth, they chop off your hand and shit, done stuff, right?
Facts.
Yeah. They hang you and all kind of business. You're caught with drugs and all kind of. You can get life. You can get the death sentence in certain places. Look in was it Alabama or somewhere that had the death by firing squad. I didn't even think they even did that stuff anymore. That's still an option. Yeah, this is controlled destruction and desperation. You know what I mean? It's where's the punishment for this thing, boss? Like, tattoo something on his damn heads, put him in the stocks, and let people throw flipping cabbages at him every other weekend and stuff. Humiliate this fool, man. Put his stuff up on the damn internet, man. Yo, look at this idiot. We got him up here. We're doing this to him. He's going to be doing customer service. He's going to be doing community damn service. He's going to be painting the old granny's house, fixing the garden and all them, trying to make these people work, man. Make them, humiliate them. Make it that it's a real punishment. Not that they're, I got the PlayStation 99 playing, man. I'm making 65k in the prison now still. I'm better off in the thing still, you know what I mean? The only difference is I have to mess around with the desperate, nasty screws who want to have sexual relations with prisoners and convicts. That's the new way that... See, now if that didn't happen, look, let's go down another thing. So you got these nasty gal them in there having sexual relations with prisoners and criminals, right? And then if you didn't have that, then why else would mans be in there? Why else a man in prison sharing up next to each other and sleeping in the same something? That's some strange business to me, boss. I like being around my brethren and sit still, but I'm not showering naked with them.
No, innit? That's what I'm saying. It'd have to be a thing where this is what I'm saying. This is what I know. I'm the kind of man, Noble. I'm an old school man. Like 1 a.m. could come and I could get up and say, yo, I need some water, man. I like I like the level of freedom we've got. Let's just put it like that. That kind of free will. I'm the kind of man, if I want to get up, I feel to go and warm up piece of that from last night. Still, I'm that kind of man. So for me, this little short time man's on earth, yeah, I want to enjoy them little niceties in it. Like I don't want to be around no other man. You know what I mean? Like I don't, meaning that, you know, of course I want to be around my people, but I'm saying like under the same roof at night and top and tailing and man's beating off his thing in the same room as you. And you're crazy. I can't do that. That ain't me. But when I watch these pods and that, it's like it's cool, isn't it? Yeah. So if you're a youth watching that, it's like, yeah, man, I was over there and kettle cooking and man showing him cooking little oxtail in the kettle and yeah, this and that and man's a spitting and all that. It looks like the youth would say lit. It looks like, yeah, man, some holiday. Man's got the little matching tracksuit on and all of that. It looks like, yo, you can go in there, get your mind right, get your body right. Well, man, I'm seeing, man, real talk, I know, man, that look the same age when they went in. It's like it preserves them almost, you know, like they're eating good, training, because you got a routine in it.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? Santo, big up, man.
But they're not telling the stories, Mark. Pardon yourself. They're not telling the stories about, oh, I couldn't go to sleep. Sometimes you can't sleep because you're hearing people screaming because they're getting, their manhood taken from them. Oh, sometimes it can be crazy because, they've put, was it sugar and boiling water and throw it on people and all kind of foolish. They're not telling, oh, the screws come in, and beat you up and all kind of things and tax your thing. They don't tell none of them stories. Everything just seems like it's a holiday camp. Surely I know those things happen because I speak to, not necessarily now, but I've spoken to people, and I didn't even think that taking people's manhood took place in UK prisons. I thought that was just like an American thing.
What? Why that goes on here?
Mark, it goes on frequent, boss.
Yeah, that ain't me still.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but with me, you'd have to catch the body, though, innit, if it is me.
You know what I'm saying?
Even when I watch Lockdown, I'm like, yeah, man would have to catch the body still. Real talk. Nah, you'd have to catch it because we all got to go. We all got a date.
Exactly.
Because man's ain't putting his thing in my mouth. Crazy? Are you crazy? Zero. I'm talking about in any prison on planet Earth. Because I'd just say, hey, boy, finish the job. See what I mean? Send me to my maker.
Because that ain't going down now.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Santo, difference with China, probably know themselves and have culture. Facts. These are facts.
No, but the culture is dictated based upon the education system because it's communist.
Yeah, they're another 100 years. It's gonna be mad in China. I'm talking like you're gonna have the rest of the world and then them. Look at all that stuff they're doing with Trump now. I'm like, yeah, Trump, are you stupid? These man damn near run the world. And you're talking about you're putting tax on it. They've just, remember, that's the worst kind of people to play them games with.
Come on.
Because remember, them man in America, you ain't got nothing for them over there. Besides your fast food and all that. You got nothing that helps their economy. All right, let me not talk too loud like that, but you're not really doing nothing for them like that. They got their own space program, everything. They got their own cars, everything like that. Look at their cars, man. That's what Stephen was on about, because the summoning thing, Noble, is to me, that's another episode of Black Mirror right there. A man can summon his car in a multi-story car park.
Yeah, but Mark.
No, but this is real, Noble. This is China.
No, yeah, it isn't.
Come through.
You see, no, I was just watching something yesterday about this. The thing, like, okay, so the self-pilot thing. I've seen a video where she's parking it up. And the thing just goes crazy. The thing goes crazy. It goes back and forward and then accelerates. Obviously it's electric, so it goes 0 to whatever. Boom, straight into the wall.
But remember, Noble, facts what you're speaking, that is few and far, excuse me, few and far between. Few and far between, because China, they're literally just playing with this thing. They're they're playing with the rest of the world. Like when they made that Range Rover clone, and that is a fraction of the price, and that's why the bad mind UK system and all that won't let you try and bring them cars, yeah? Only the mans that get into bed with them, BYD, MG, mans like that. But the real ones that are creating them mad sports cars and 600 range and all it, you're not seeing them because they can't let that tech come here.
They can't. They
They
can't.
can't let that tech come here because eventually, Noble, I'm telling you, we're moving towards a world where a man just gets in his car and puts the postcode where he's going, and the car takes you there. I'm not saying we will see that, but I believe our grandchildren will.
It's a potential because
Yeah.
they're doing trials already with the which one
In
is
Detroit,
it?
in Detroit, yeah.
Nah, no, we got them here, man. We've had driverless car trials here since the for a long time. Since they've been down in Coventry. They got a big track where they do it. Big track,
Yeah.
Myra. I used to do their thing back in the day. They do all the testing, all technical testing. Big boy ones is done in on that facility. But they've got a shuttle bus. That's it. NEC. Is it NEC? They got a something that they're trialing there at the moment.
Driverless.
Yeah, man. Trialing this shuttle thing. It was on probably on this week. It was on this week still.
Absolutely crazy.
You know, the little small ones, not the long ones that we normally have at the NEC. The smaller kind of ones probably can hold 30 people or something like that.
Yeah, that's mad. And that's what we're going into, man.
Unknown caller.
Sorry, people. So okay. So let me go back. All right. So Santo, they need to know history and foundation. Then they take up Efri. They don't know about Garvey, but they know about cartel. Facts. I say this all the time, Santo. That's facts. You know what it is? This is what I've said it a few times. You would have heard me say it, but you know when you're Jamaican, yeah, like you people them, and you're born in the UK, but you're Jamaican. Everyone latches on to the negative that comes from the island. So the every dancehall culture, the skin out girl, tech wood, this, that, all of that bashment culture is what's promoted, and the over sexualization, and that's what's promoted. But the Jamaica I knew and what was taught to me was man like Marcus Garvey and the Nanny of the Maroons and, you know, other great people that came from there. So I feel like the ones with the loudest voices, for example, there's a rapper, bigger up still, because I know it's Mark Morrison's people and Mark Morrison supports us big time, trust me. What's the girl's name? Trillery Banks. You heard of her, Noble?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Leicester. She's Leicester.
Leicester,
right?
she's from Leicester. Yeah, Mark Morrison's place. Now, this Trillery Banks girl, yeah, she must have made some tweet a couple years ago where she was like, yeah, one time I was in House of Fraser and me and my man done a thing in the changing room or something mad like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, it's the Jamaican in me. And I'm like, no, because my nan, you know, none of the women, I mean, I don't know all of them, but for the most part, that's going to be something they would never do. So don't associate that kind of effery with being from your, but that's what they know. Like when you look at people like, this is one brother I can't stand on Instagram. You know that guy who used to go out with Nicki Minaj, Safari. All you latch onto is like the effery from your dancing and straight and I'm like, family, you know how much great people come from that place?
Come on.
So man don't know in it. So a lot of men think that badness and all of that is what comes from their place. So that's, you know, they just think it comes with some yardies and some gangs of London thing. It's not that. There are people who come from there who look at the influence that Ireland has on the world.
Massive.
It was the people that I'm talking about that set up all of that. That set them things in motion.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of that teaching has been passed down through generations, and that's why it's ruining now. That's why you see, once you start following the teaching, that's why you see they're losing and regressing now with the music and in other aspects. And that's why you're seeing that the influence ain't there anymore.
Gone, brother.
Gone. And you can see that because at one point, that was like a rebel, like a real pro-black rebel place, you know. Yard, you know. That's what it was when I was growing up.
Come on.
That's why man's like Farrakhan and all that endorse it heavily. Even other mans as well. I ain't gonna go into names, but that's why it's endorsed so heavily, because they know that a serious set of people came from that place.